Chad, I want to begin this conversation off by addressing my bias, okay? And to do that, I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was 4 years old, my mom introduced me to Connect 4. I'm pretty sure you guys know, most of you guys know what Connect 4 is, right? It's vertical checkers, in a way. When I played with my mom as a kid, she would not let me win. She, for God bless her, for lack of a better phrase, she beat my ass in Connect 4. To this day, I believe I have only beaten my mother 2 times in Connect 4 in my entire life. She absolutely destroyed me. And what she would always tell me is, just because you're a kid doesn't mean I'm going to let you win. She's like, I'm going to teach you how to think. And the thing is, I would get frustrated as a kid not being able to beat my mom, right? But the thing that she would do is she would explain to me why I lost, where I made mistakes, and that made me better at the game. Now, fast forward to like family gatherings and reunions and stuff, and we would bring the Connect 4 board out, right? When it came to play my cousins, I absolutely stomped on every single one of them every single time we played. And why is that? Because my mom did not take it easy on me. Reason why I'm bringing this story up is because, like I said, I want to address my bias. From a young age, I was taught that you don't make things easy for yourself. If something's hard, guess what? You got to figure out a way to beat it. You have to challenge yourself. You have to get better. You don't just get handed victories. When you do win, you actually won. And the one time that I can remember actually beating my mom in Connect 4, the one time I did it, was one of the greatest feelings of my life, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, you let me win. She's like, no, you actually beat me. Now, when it comes to Fortnite, this is the same philosophy and approach that I have to bots. Now, I understand that not everybody grew up the same way that I did. Not everybody's going to see things that way. Only purpose of this illustration is to explain to you my mindset when it comes into approaching this game in this situation. So, bots got added into OG Fortnite a couple days ago. A lot of people are mixed on it. People are 50-50. You got some people upset thinking that this is the worst thing to ever happen to Fortnite. The other half of the community thinks that it's necessary and needed. I see both sides, but if I'm being honest, I'm leaning more towards the side of not having bots, and here's why. A lot of the OG players that played back in the day, even though we were playing real people, those real people sucked. We also have to keep in mind that every single player that we came across was still a real person, and there were still people that were really good at the game back then. Like, I look at some of my old footage of when I used to get killed by different types of people. I can just see like the way the guy's positioned or the way he approached the fight. He took his experience from other video games and applied it to that situation, which is why I died so easily, right? But I think a lot of people forget this, right? Like, the nature of Battle Royale in and of itself as a concept is very competitive. It's supposed to be difficult. It's not supposed to be easy. Cypher correctly pointed out that back in the days of OG Fortnite, once again, even though everybody was bad, the average win rate was about 1%. Fast forward to the modern day, when you dilute the gameplay, when you dilute the player base with bots, right? Of course, the win rate is going to go up. 9 times out of 10, I'm willing to bet, if not 10 times out of 10, if you've got a lobby full of bots and there are real people playing against the bots, even if the real person is trash, the bot's probably not going to win. I think that there has been something lost from like the feeling of a well-earned victory royale inside of Fortnite. Ever since Chapter 2, there have been so many bots put into the game. When bots were initially put in, it was very off-putting to the community. And you know how Ninja always talks about how Chapter 2 is like one of the worst chapters, if not the worst chapter of all time? Part of the reason for that is because of the bots. Like, bots really cheapened victory royales. I understand that, especially during Chapter 2, the skill gap just kept widening and widening and widening, right? And we'll address that in a moment too. But I think what's important to understand here is that, let's just, in spite of the skill gap widening, when you play a match and the majority of the people you come across are bots, 1, it does not allow you to get better at the game, and 2, when you win, it feels cheap because the majority of the fights you're getting into are not against real people. Like, fighting NPCs when what's designed to be a PvP based game intrinsically goes against what the nature of the game is supposed to be. If you played Halo with a bunch of bot players that weren't properly aiming at you or using the wrong guns or didn't like use actual strategies, you would get bored. People don't load into Call of Duty or Halo and be like, man, this game, goddamn, this game sure is sweaty, but man, I would sure love it if there were more bots here. But we do that with Fortnite. Now, I could be completely wrong. And if there are some people in my chat right now that think that Call of Duty and Halo would be more fun with playing complete bot teams or one real person and like 90% bots, please tell me. However, I failed to see how that would make the game more appealing. Like, I expect to be fighting real people. Here's another thing I need to throw in there too, right? A lot of people get frustrated and say, well, like, I'm not trying to play a game where there are all these sweats. There are all these sweaty players, and it's not fair to me because I don't have the time to play. I understand. This is one thing that, like, people that are against bots, this is one thing that they tend to ignore. And this is what can you, like, show me one video game that has an established player base where the player base is not sweaty? Let's say I pick up a video game that I know is 10 years old, for example, right? This is my first time playing it, and I go online to play in PvP. I'm expecting to get dunked on by people because there are players out there that have 10 years of experience over me. Also, if I leave a game for a certain period of time, let's say I play a game for 5 years, come back 3 years later, try to pick it up again. The game's had several updates and iterations since then, right? It's another live service game. I also expect to get dunked on because there's gonna be new things added that I'm not familiar with, new metas that I haven't explored yet, right? That's part of the process and the fun of playing the game. And if it feels like there are a lot of people out there that want to get participation trophies and feel like they deserve to get a victory royale because they suck at the game. No, you suck. You don't deserve to win. And that is not a thing that most content creators, most people are gonna tell you, but I'm just gonna be straight up with you. If you're not good at something or somebody's better than you at something, you don't deserve to win. You deserve to get your crap stomped in because you have not earned the ability to be good. Now, the counter argument is gonna be like, well, Clark, that might be all fine and good, but I think the easy solution is to put bots in the game. That way people aren't quitting. And this is where I somewhat agree with my opposition in this sense. We tend to look at things, right? All of us watching this video. If you are listening to my video, or you're on the live stream right now, you're active on Twitter, whatever, this is something that a lot of us, regardless of what side of this argument you lie on, there's one detail that a lot of us seem to ignore, right? And it's that Fortnite Battle Royale has to do more than cater to the hardcore players. If you're listening to my voice, if you're active on Twitter, if you're looking for Fortnite videos on TikTok, you are a hardcore player regardless of your skill level. Look at all these people that are active on Fortnite right now. 202,000 in main Battle Royale, 421,000 in OG builds, 145,000 in zero builds, 245,000 in zero build main BR. Just these numbers alone equate to just about what? Just under 1 million players, if not like right at 1 million, right? You think out of all the millions of people that come to Fortnite every day, you think the vast majority of them are actually watching Fortnite content, or actually engaged on Twitter, or actually like looking at leaks and damage changes and all that? No, those are for the most hardcore, dedicated fans of Fortnite. We are the hardcore player base. Because of that, we tend to ignore what the experience of the casual player is gonna be. I wanna say this right now. The person that reminded me of this today is my boy iTalk. iTalk made a video saying the Fortnite item shop isn't made for you, and this is the thumbnail. Here's the thing a couple things I find funny about this. Number one, the nature of this video highlights a very important point to the entire Fortnite community. When Epic is designing the item shop, they're not doing it for the hardcore people like us that are looking at the leaks being like, oh man, the new Spider-Verse skins are gonna come to the shop in 2 days, bro. Same thing goes for the people that are actively playing Battle Royale, right? That are on Twitter, in the comment section of my videos, which I love all of you guys and I appreciate all y'all. But here's my point. When Epic is making these decisions, they're not really making it for the hardcore player. They have to think about it from a business standpoint and what's gonna be best for the average player. And if I'm thinking about that, I start to empathize with the idea of bots a little bit more. However, I wanna make this very clear. And this is something that Iacon Queen rightly pointed out. Bots are kind of a necessary evil in order to kind of appease the player base and make sure people don't quit. To empathize with my opposition, or I don't even wanna say opposition, to empathize with people that are like super pro bot, let me say this. I can totally understand if you don't have the chance to play this game every day. You play the game maybe on the weekends or, you know, on a late night when you got some free time, right? You jump on, you just want to turn your brain off, have a good time. Oh snap, OG Fortnite's back? Man, that sounds lit, bro. Let me load in, I jump in, I land at Fatal Field, oh, I'm dead. That was intense. All right, let me load into another game. All right, hey, we're gonna land it. We're gonna land it greasy this time. I got shot out of the sky before I could even land, bro. What the fuck? Like, what is this game? Okay, all right, I'm gonna land on the outskirts. I'm gonna grab some big pots and rotate to Moisty. All right, I'm in Moisty. What the, bro? I don't even know where the fuck where did I get shot from? I get it. Every game you play, you're getting absolutely dunked on. That is frustrating, and I can totally understand why that would not be fun. Even for a player of my mindset, where it's just like, okay, I'm getting absolutely crapped on every single time I'm what can I do better to be better at this game? How am I going to start clapping cheeks consistently in Fortnite? That's my mindset. I try to take accountability and figure out how I can improve, right? In spite of my philosophy and how useful my philosophy is when it just comes to life or even approaching video games, I guarantee you the vast majority of Fortnite players do not have that. So Epic has to figure out a way to kind of balance that with the average person that wants to play BR. So they introduce bots. The issue is the people that are the most loyal to the game, the people that are the hardcore fans, or even some new players that have a more competitive edge to them, they do not want to play in lobbies where it's mostly bots. One of the most frustrating examples of bot play, I want you to tell me if this has ever happened to you. You load into a game with your boys, right? You land somewhere. There's absolutely nobody at your POI. Okay, fine, whatever. You rotate. There's like 49 people left in the lobby. First team you come across, AI, shooting around. All right, you and your friends, you kill the AI team. Another AI team pulls up, you kill them. All right, you guys have a total of 8 kills as a team right now. Rotating throughout the rest of the game, maybe you fight one real team. Maybe you're the anchor of your team. You get knocked, you die because you've been fighting bots this whole time, so you're not actually getting like a legit Fortnite experience, getting warm, having to actually think through your fights. Your other 3 teammates are still alive. They end up clapping at the team. They res you, whatever. That's the one real team you fought. You rotate a little bit more. Now it's the end game. They've revived you. You guys are sitting around on top of a fort. You see that there's 6 people left alive. Your squad and 2 others. You're sitting there wondering where the last 2 people could be. All of a sudden, woo! Victory Royale pops up on the screen. Hey, we won. That was weird. 2 bots in-game died to storm. It's not a problem to have bots inside of Fortnite, but it's a problem when the bots take the place of a real Fortnite experience. That Victory Royale objectively is less fulfilling and less rewarding than when you've been getting your ass kicked all night or for the last 3 days, and you've naturally just been getting better at the game, and all of a sudden you have one round where you just so happen to pop off, and it's you and 2 other people left, and you got a good shot on one guy. You get him out of the way. It's you and one other person left. Your heart's pounding because, God damn it, I have been trying to win a game for 3 days and I couldn't. Other guy pulls up. You get into a little build battle with him. You get a couple of good angles on him. You end up clutching the game for yourself, winning. Victory Royale. That is Fortnite. That is objectively more fulfilling than playing a round where you won a game just because 2 bots died to storm. And that is the difference. Now, the problem with this conversation is that everybody has a different relationship with bots, right? There are some people, with the first analogy that I gave, there's some people that are saying like, oh, I've never experienced that ever. It's not like bots survive during in-game. I've actually had people try to say that to me in the comment section of my videos around Twitter. And I'm like, 1, I don't believe you. I think we've all experienced that at one point, right? But 2, even if you haven't, I think you can empathize with the people that do. It's just not a rewarding experience. Just because people disagree with you, it doesn't mean they're attacking you personally, bro. They just have a different experience and they're frustrated with it. And this is something that I think the broader community needs to understand as well. Just because Epic Games makes a decision you like, it's not a personal attack on you or the community, and not necessarily trying to do something malicious or underhanded to try to rise a reaction out of you. They have to make decisions based upon the player base, based upon how the game works, based upon the data that they're getting from average playtime. I guarantee you, when it came to OG, they were seeing people were loading in, playing for maybe a total of 20 minutes, then logging off of Fortnite, probably going to play Black Ops 6 because it was just too difficult. And I get that. That's why the bots had to be added in. But, in my opinion, that is not the solution. So, that begs the question, well, Clark, if that's not the solution, then what is it? This is what I think Epic should do. 2 things. Number 1, there needs to be an official training mode for people that are new to Fortnite. Something that can explain to people what building is, something that will explain like what the current meta is. If there's shockwaves in the meta or impulses in the meta, like you can mess around and experiment and play around with different, like just the different items that are currently in the loot pool. Something that gets updated every season, and people can, if this is their first time playing Fortnite, they can mess around with that. And then after that, they can jump into a pseudo BR experience where they have to fight NPCs. I think it should be 80% NPCs, 20% real players. It's a separate queue. It's a special queue for new people that just want to figure out how to play Fortnite. That's the first solution. The second solution would be to have a revamped skill-based matchmaking. I understand that some people don't like it. Even I have been kind of iffy on the idea of skill-based matchmaking. However, I think Epic's got to figure out some kind of balancing act, some kind of rework to how it is, because as of right now, even for a player like me, there should be no reason why I have lobbies with any more than 10 bots in my game. They should not be there. I've been playing the game too long, and I'm too good of a player to have any bots in my lobby. If that sounds arrogant, so be it. But I'm just saying, like, I want to get better at Fortnite, and I'm not gonna get better at playing Fortnite with a bunch of bots in my lobbies. If people like me of average skill level are playing the game with a bunch of bots, it's not rewarding. When you actually start playing Fortnite consistently, you get attached to the gameplay loop. You start understanding the game. Your mechanics start getting better. Your positioning starts getting better. You start becoming more creative with your plays. Start using more some of the goofier items. You kind of putting two and two together. You know, like, mix and matching different combos of items. Your loadout, right? That's when the game really becomes fun and really rewarding. But you can't get to that point if you're playing bots all day. You can't really truly appreciate what Fortnite is if you're constantly looking to play in lobbies where there are bots. Now, I've heard a lot of good reasons as to why people want to do that. You want to get challenges done. You only care about cosmetics, all that stuff. I get it. I understand that. However, I don't think that the integrity of Battle Royale should be compromised because some people want cosmetics and other people want to get challenges done. The point of challenges is for them to be challenging, for them to be hard, number one. But number two, there's always like Team Rumble if you want an easier way to get your challenges knocked out, right? Like, you could always do that as well. If the challenges and the cosmetics really do mean that much to you. But let's put that off to the side. One thing I liked about Caspy's video that he pointed out was he talked about opening 7 chests at Risky Reels. Bro, these kids today, call me Unc, I don't care. These kids today could not handle opening up 7 chests at Risky Reels on day 1 trying to get the visitor skin unlocked, bro. You couldn't do it. You would cry. You would cry and go to Twitter and demand that Epic Games make it easier for you, or change the location to a spot that had more chest spawns or something. And in the process, you'd probably be doxing some Epic Games employee and talk about how terrible of a company Epic Games is, because how dare they create such a difficult challenge? What do you expect me to do with it? I don't even do challenges anymore because they're just not fun. Like, I don't think I focus on doing challenges in like 2 or 3 chapters. I think chapter 2 is when I stopped, right? What I want to get across to the entire community, entire Fortnite community. So if what I'm saying is resonating with you on any level, share this video, like the video. I understand where we're coming from. I just do not believe the current situation with how we're handling bots in Fortnite is the right way to go. I think that Fortnite is a more authentic experience. Even if it is difficult, it's a more authentic experience if you have to work your butt off to get a win. Wins have always been hard, even when the player base was completely trash. Anyway, I love y'all. If you're watching the recording of this, come check out a live stream once in a while. We do these discussions typically every Monday. And I got the greatest Fortnite community on the planet. I love y'all. Catch you next one. Peace.